Hi there, everyone. So this story directly follows on from the last one. Not every story is going to do this, but this one does. Also, just like last time, the footage in the background is there for you to watch, to give you something to look at that isn't just my face. So, after the party of level 3 to 4 characters consisting of a Mull Barbarian, a Dwarven Paladin, a Human Investigator, and an Aasimar Inquisitor had just helped the Mayor, Grashuk, acquire the bear statue from a neighbouring village. Grashuk then asked the party to look into why a church upriver had stopped communicating with the town. He suspected that the bridge had been destroyed. It happens every now and again. They're not sure who by or how, because the church is on a small island in the river. So the party was tasked with investigating the silence and ensuring the bridge stayed undamaged. The party spent 2 days moving upriver before finding the church. They now saw that the church was definitely on an island and had an outer defensive wall. There were also some bodies laying on the riverbank that were rotting. There were boats on the riverbank, and some had been destroyed, some were just damaged, so they took the time to repair one of the boats before making a crossing. 2 would cross and 2 would stay behind to stay in guard. As 2 of them crossed the river in a boat, they saw some priests approaching on the riverbank. The priests yelled out to the barbarian and the inquisitor who'd stayed behind, and no one could understand them. They were speaking a language the party didn't know. The barbarian got frustrated and started yelling back, and a fight broke out. The barbarian killed a priest or 2, and then after taking some damage, they decided to make a run for it to the island. They swam. When the party was all together on the island, they moved into the walls and found that there were some bodies here, and this was actually a graveyard. This was a cemetery. They found the church standing there, and it had 2 huge, heavy stone doors. And on the doors was some runic script. The Inquisitor and the Investigator decided to look into the script and the doors and see if there was anything special about it. There was. The door was filled with magic. And the script read Nosf on one side and Ratus on the other. They thought nothing of it and decided as a group to break down the doors and see what was inside, hoping to find something awesome that they could steal. Something worthwhile. So, some strength checks later, they break down the door. They find it's empty. This is a crypt. There's a few spaces on the walls for items which are no longer there, and there's a large stone coffin in the center of the room. The barbarian doesn't like this place, so he stays outside. He's not comfortable. The other 3, the Paladin, the Inquisitor, and the Investigator, decide to open the coffin and see if there's something inside to steal. They push open that coffin. There's just a desiccated corpse, the crumbling remains of his clothes. They think, well, this is a waste of time. The priests obviously don't want us here. We're not fighting them all off, so we leave. And they decide to get off the island, going the other way, the other side, away from the priests. When they make it to the riverbank, another set of priests show up from that side, and a fight breaks out. After they kill one of the priests, a younger one steps forward and starts yelling out in multiple languages, eventually stumbling across one that they understand. They tell that priest that they have no interest in the island. They were just stopping to get some rest. That they didn't find anything. In fact, they didn't even go inside the church. And they left. They rolled some decent diplomacy checks, and they made their way north to a small town on the side of a mountain. And that's where this part of the story ends for that party. At the time, I was running 2 games side by side, with one group tracking the other, sort of to see what happens when an adventuring party moves through an area. The second party then comes and cleans up, resolves any issues that were left behind, and sort of just sees the mayhem that it causes. So, as this second group is tracking the first, they come across a group of priests who ask where a town is that has a mayor called Grashuk. The party points them in the right direction, and they head off. That night, as that party makes camp, they see a fire raging on the horizon, right where they'd sent those priests. Not their business. They just wake up the next day and keep tracking those other guys. They find that island, they find that church, and they make their way across. They have to swim because the boat is on the other side. When they get there and move to the inside the walls, They find 15 dead priests and skeletons everywhere. They decide that they'll stay here the night and see if anything odd happens and maybe they can help in some way. As the sun goes down, the dead rise. The battle is long and they use up most of their abilities, but they are winning until a cloaked and cowled figure leaves the shadows of the crypt. The vampire, ancient one. And it steps forward with an offering to them. Join me in life or join me in death. They decide they're going to fight it. I as DM say, this is not something you can beat. This is far, far too powerful for you. They made up their mind, they were going to fight. So, they were promptly TPK'd. That's just how it goes sometimes. They were raised as undead, and all their magical items were stolen from them. And they had some good ones, which the other party would have been very interested in. So, our heroes, the first party, Mythos Custus, had unwittingly unleashed the curse of undeath on the world. That vampire was the first undead creature to exist in my world. It escaped its imprisonment and is now the sole being capable of handing over the powers of undeath to others. That's it, that's the story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you could leave some feedback in the comments below, that would be great. And if you want to see more, hit that like and subscribe button. Goodbye.